In this video, we're going to discuss the basics of task-based simulations. This video will focus on simulations for odd, far, and reg. The basic tools for BEC are a bit different, so it has its own video. To begin with, what is a task-based simulation? A task-based simulation is a question type that requires you to complete several tasks using one set of data. The information may be presented with the instructions or in separate exhibits. There are multiple types of simulations. They may require you to enter amounts into a spreadsheet, choose the correct answer from a list in a pop-up box, complete accounting or tax forms, or review a document. Before you can answer a simulation, you need to know all of the tools and components. Let's look at the top toolbar first. This is the calculator. Clicking this icon opens a basic tool that is useful for simple calculations. This includes functions like addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division. The calculator stores its memory between simulations, so unless you clear the tape, you won't lose your history, even if you move around between simulations. Next, let's talk about Excel. During the exam, you'll have access to the desktop version of Excel. This icon will launch the application. Some simulations will require you to rely heavily on this feature, so be sure you're comfortable with the software. Note that the keyboard shortcuts won't work during the exam, so if you use them in real life, be sure to practice using the mouse during your studies. Just to the right of Excel is the authoritative literature icon. Clicking this icon will open the authoritative literature. This tool will be used to answer research simulations, and using this tool is thoroughly covered in its own video. Up next is the overview icon. This will launch a pop-up box that contains the first line of each simulation in the testlet. You can use this window to flag questions or review questions you've previously flagged. The last tool is the help icon. This will provide guidance on the important functions and tools on the exam. It will not cover any information related to the test content. Far to the right of the tool icons is the Submit Testlet button. Clicking this button will cause a pop-up window that reminds you that there is no going back and confirms you are ready to submit your testlet. Once you submit the testlet, you'll either move on to the next testlet or submit your exam, depending on which testlet you are in. Moving down, we have question navigation. To move between questions, you can click any of the question numbers here, the arrows next to this number, or the arrows at the bottom of each question. That leads us to the actual simulation. Most simulations can be divided into three parts: the data, the instructions, and the tasks. The data section contains all of the information you need to know to complete the graded tasks. This is often presented as individual exhibits, but may sometimes be presented along with the instructions. If your simulation has exhibits, they will be listed here. Clicking any of these titles will cause the exhibit to open in a pop-up window in the workspace area just like this. The instructions are all the specific rules needed to complete the tasks. These include statements like, enter all amounts as a positive number, and complete the balance sheet below. Pay close attention to these instructions so you do not lose points on small errors that could have been easily avoided. The tasks are the actual things you'll be answering for the simulation. These will usually be things you need to do, rather than traditional questions. It might be selecting which of two projects a company should accept, completing a financial statement, or correcting a memo. Because the task section of the simulation varies with each type, we go into detail on this section for each simulation type in their respective videos. This concludes the introduction to simulations for odd, far, and reg. Access our other simulation help videos as you need them throughout your studies. And remember, if you have any questions, you can always contact our personal counselors at 1-800-874-5346, extension 498, or email them at personalcounselor@gleim.com.